beautiful new day. It is 1:10. On the island of Jamaica. And your girl is looking for some food. You know what's funny? Every time I'm supposed to, I have different voices. I have different voices. Hi, Ebony. How are you doing? It's been a long time. It's so funny how I have different voices. That was an inside joke for me. I guess we all have different voices. Hi, kids. We all have different voices. And the voice that we need to use is going to come out or come up whenever it is time for us to use it. You know, because sometimes, baby, we can't be like, hi, everyone. Sometimes we gotta be like, listen. That was funny. But find grace and acceptance and honor in that. I don't think I can show my knife on YouTube because I don't want to interpret my thing. Be very comfortable with that. Don't shame yourself for how you use the different voices or how the different voices come out, because it's a form of expression. And kids, I guess today, because listen, let me tell you what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the cussing transmuter, right? Because we're all, well, if you're not doing it yet, it's time for you to start learning how to transmute and let go and heal and release and all that fancy stuff, right? Because we fancy, right? But we do it in many different ways. There's many different modalities that we use, and there's many different methods and techniques and all the fancy words that we call them, but it's the same thing. It's really the same thing. We're just using different techniques, just like our ancestors did. Because in a different lifetime, we probably weren't using like this modality voice to speak, because now we feel confident and we feel safe enough to speak our truth. But once upon a time, we didn't feel safe enough to speak our truth, and what we would do is we would probably go into the forest and we would scream and speak out to Mother Nature, or we would do, different things. But be very, let us, I always say us because this involves me, and I never exclude myself because I'm always a student first. Always a student first. I just find honor and grace in how we express ourselves. And so back to the cussing transmuter, right? If you, let's say you find like someone who considers themselves an energy healer, right? And they cuss a lot. They cuss a lot, and you're like, you judging them like, oh. It's like, I mean, they have somebody named the cussing pastor, and people probably judge him, but I don't know him. I don't think I've ever listened to what he said, but I've heard of, cussing pastor. And you might like judge the cussing energy transmitter because all they do is cuss. Like they pull up like, listen, don't play with me. And they're loud and boisterous. But that's how they express themselves. That's how they release whatever it is that they're feeling, whether it be joy. Maybe they come off like really over enthusiastic, like, oh my God, listen, oh my God, I had this vision, and it's just how they are. They're like very, high, chirpy, talk a lot. You have some people who are like, listen, I really had this really cool vision, and I just feel like sometimes I just need to move on. I need to let go. And some people might find that more graceful. But what is your definition of graceful? So is that graceful? But this, listen, I am sick and tired of this, and I don't want nobody calling my phone. You don't find that graceful? Oh, really? Oh, really? That ain't graceful to you, honey. What is graceful to you? I think graceful, being gracious, is giving yourself permission to be yourself for the highest good of yourself and the highest good of all. I think knowing that and embodying that and being conscious and aware that what you're doing is not only benefiting you but others, that's grace. Grace, there's no definition for grace. Like, grace means you have to, like, look at my clothes. Does grace mean I need to be all buttoned up? Is that what gracious means? Is this not graceful? Is that not graceful? Like, what is your definition of graceful? Does it mean every time I come on live I need to be like, hello guys, beautiful in a day, how are you doing today? And that is the only side I show on my healing journey, because I did name one of my page Healing With Me, so what do I show? And then also, it's okay if you don't show the many different sides of you. That's another thing. You don't need to show it. So it's like allowing yourself to give and show what you want to give and show what you want to show, and then allowing yourself to feel very comfortable in not showing and not giving what you don't choose to show and what you don't choose to give, because you are in charge. Now, if it is that you are required for some reason to like give and show, you know how our teens are always, sometimes they'll come through and be like, you need to be more vulnerable. Now, in that moment, maybe you do need to be more vulnerable because it is something that is leading up to something else. It is something that your soul wants you to experience or feel or learn, so that maybe it takes you somewhere else or it teaches you something. It's different reasons why. So that's a different thing. That's a completely different thing. Giving ourselves grace for all our mistakes, what we would consider mistakes. It's okay, because to be honest, even as aware as we are and as conscious as we are, like the human mind, I don't even want to say play tricks, but we are so powerful that we can convince ourselves sometimes that, crap, I made a mistake. But the universe, the law says there are no mistakes. And everything happens the way it should happen. So do we really believe that? Because if we did, then we wouldn't say or mistakes. We see them as mistakes because we didn't like the outcome. Because if we liked the outcome, we wouldn't consider it a mistake. But maybe the outcome needed to happen the way it did, so that we would learn something from it, or we would see more light and more truth in a situation or thing or person or place or whatever it is. So like, this new era does require us to trust the divine even more and more and more, and it requires us to become more of ourselves, more of our source self, more of our essence, more of our love selves, and less of the persona that we created. Right? So yeah, I'm gonna get back to cooking. Balance. The last live was on balance. I'm making, let me turn this on. I'm making some quinoa. I'm gonna do some mushroom. I'm making some chicken and potato salad. Ain't that in balance, honey? That's balance for you. It's accepting who you are and what you do, and not being afraid of it, not shying away from it, like not sitting under a rock because somebody else says, oh, if you are spiritual and conscious, you're not supposed to eat meat. Did you see my contract? Did my contract say don't eat meat? No. For me, it's different because, yeah, I needed to learn the balance, like for real. I really did need to learn the balance. And I'm learning it. Yeah. I'm learning it still. What works for you won't work for somebody else. So you have to find what works for you and accept yourself. So the point is, what was I talking about again? Let's see. Remember that there's different modalities and ways of how we heal and express ourselves. So accept those. Accept the way you express yourself. Accept the way you heal, and accept the way that you teach. Accept your uniqueness. I think that's what it is. Accept your uniqueness and share it more with whoever you want to share it with, if it's yourself or other people. Try not to judge yourself. Try not to judge yourself, and try not to judge others, because we are our biggest, judges. try not to judge yourself and try not to judge others. That's like try not to judge yourself and try not to judge others. Can you think about that? That runs very deep. Hey Calvin. That's a very deep thing. Not to judge others. You know how deep that runs? Not judging others. When was the last time you judged someone or something? I know, it's hard. It sounds very easy, but we be judging. Oh my god, what did she like? She really just did that? Like, wow, that's wild. Is that judging? Is that what judging is? It's okay. They didn't say don't do it. They said try not to. So it's kind of like we're teaching ourselves. So every time you catch yourself slipping, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Come on back right here. Remember, nobody's perfect and we're not meant to be perfect. Perfection is an idea created to, I guess, perfection is an idea that was created to judge imperfections, right? Because if there's perfection, then the opposite of that would be imperfection. And then you'd place yourself in a category. I'm either perfect or not perfect. And then people associate perfect with light, golden. Oh yes, oh my God, she's so perfect. And then they associate imperfect with like you are lacking of something. So one is they associate it with one lower and one higher, right? Hey Christina, but I'm answered her test, but I'm not blown about get on yourself. You can't stay. So your reality is perfect for you. Your ideas are perfect for you. They're not supposed to be perfect for anybody else. That's not how it works. You're not in charge of another person's reality, how they behave, how they react. You're only in charge of yours. And if you can connect to your reality and create and design it in a way that is for your best interest, then automatically it becomes a reality that is created for the greater interest or the higher interest, or also of interest with the other person. I think that's how it all works. Not think, you know that's how it all works, because it always says it starts with self, right? It starts with self, which is why the focus should always be on self. It has to. You have to focus on self first, and then by focusing on self, you indirectly and also directly focus on others. Because if you treat yourself with love and respect from a place of really, you know what, I really love and respect myself, and I love how I treat myself, and you sit in that vibration, the vibration itself teaches you that this is something that we should all be experiencing, which means automatically you should start to see people with more respect and treat them with more respect. Focus on loving yourself, nurturing yourself, feeding yourself, and automatically that wheel or that energy that comes inside of you starts to go out to others, right? And not everyone will accept it. That's the thing as well, because again, you're not in charge of anybody, you're just in charge of yourself. So just focus on you. Look at Christina calling me Sally. We do it a lot. Yes, Calvin. We do. What's on the menu? Quinoa, mushroom, curry chicken, and potato salad. That's what's on the menu. I'm so happy for this like a quiet moment. And it's been a great day. I was being a teacher today. I was teaching Venus, and it was so much fun, but I got tired really fast. But I'm going to hop off and hurry up and finish, do what I do before Venus may come back. And all we did at the show. Okay, so you guys have a great weekend, and thank you for sitting with me, laying with me, whatever y'all are doing. I love y'all and I see y'all another time, okay? Alright. Francis out. Listen. Hold on before you go. I remember I had a travel one time and they literally showed me a picture of myself and I was being like very goofy and I was like just, you know, very comedic because I've always been like comedic. Hi Mo, right? I've always been like that. And they showed me being like very goofy, very comedic. You look like Tracy. Okay, I don't know who that is. And they said you have to be this person. Oh, a singer. Well, I'm gonna have to look her up. They said you have to, they said continue to be this person. Remember to be yourself because that's light. And people need that. People need the joy and the light that you emit. Put on YouTube, Tracy. Oh, hold on. We'll put that one up. Then you can listen. I definitely will. Tracy Chapman. Okay. So that again, like be yourself, be your light self. When I was getting older, I tried not to I tried to be a grown-up, like be all serious and stuff, and I'm glad that I didn't allow myself to like take that route. I'm still like this comedic person, you know, I'm whoever I want to be in a moment. Like right now I'm being like all grown up cooking and stuff, but like tomorrow I might just be a big kid dancing, jumping, spinning, swirling. So be all of the selves that you feel like you want to be. She's from England. Okay, I'm gonna look her up. And again, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.